Hey you guys, welcome back to Power Grace Purpose. I am your partner in purpose, Elena J. So let's get started. Today's video is our second video on honor. So in the last video, we talked about Chadwick Boseman and all the amazing things he was able to do while he was here on earth. And this week, I want to talk about Brandy versus Monica. Or Brandy and Monica, but in the context of the battle that they had on the Versus platform. If you're 80s baby like me, there's no need for me to explain who Brandy and Monica are. But both of them were teen singers back in, I think they both started in the 90s. And they have gone on to have very successful careers. And at one point, they had a famous song called The Boy Is Mine, where they kind of had like this battle going on within the song. And from there, that kind of led all of the fans to think that they were in like this ongoing battle with each other and competing against each other because they were similar in age and, you know, not really doing similar music, but, you know, the same target audience, you know, and it's just been this ongoing thing. So Versus is an account on Instagram where they host live battles between two artists that are similar. And so Brandy and Monica had one earlier this week, and it was great. If you're anybody like me, you were jamming out. Like, it really reminded me of how much I used to love really both of them back in the day, but especially Brandy. I went in not really knowing like who I was for, you know, I like them both. But I definitely listened to Brandy way more than I did Monica. But again, I like both of them. Anywho, as I was thinking through some content that I could share with you, I thought about this battle. And the reason that I thought about it is Brandy and Monica, as I was saying, are in a similar space, right? They're both Black women who are R&B singers, singing about love and relationships and, you know, whatever girls and women sing about. And they're overall like in a similar space, right? But what makes them different is themselves and their unique approach to what they're doing, right? They both sing, they both, you know, perform well. And the only way that you could really tell them apart, and really just this is just with any singer, any two singers, is, you know, their unique voice, their unique approach to what they do, and whatever it is that they bring to the table, right? And so that got me thinking that a lot of the time in business, we will often pull back from what we're doing because we feel like the market is saturated, right? We hear that a lot. Saturated. There's so many people doing this. I mean, if you watch Shark Tank, that's definitely something that you'll hear from them as investors. And it's just like not a good thing, right? But I mean, how many singers are there, right? And there may be like similar things, but it can be that one tweak that makes a singer or rapper stand out, right? And so that same thing applies to us as business owners. There is room for all of us at the table, okay? And I know you guys have heard that before, but I really felt the need to emphasize that. We are not competing against one another. yes, there are a lot of people probably doing what you're doing, but only you can do it how you do it, right? So with this, I decided to do like a little research, right? So I'm looking at Brandy's net worth, I'm looking at Monica's net worth, and just kind of looking at, their careers and all the things that they've done. And they both released multiple albums, right? Brandy's net worth is like 12 million. And I can't remember what site I was on, but we'll take this with a grain of salt, right? What I read was Brandy's net worth is 12 million and Monica's net worth is 9 million. Now, just those facts alone should encourage you, right? They're two R&B singers that came out around the same time, right? Yet they're both millionaires, right? Among 50 million other R&B singers, right? And so just put things into perspective. The reason that they were able to reach these levels of success is because they were very comfortable being themselves. From the beginning until now, both of them are still doing music now. And I believe they're both in their early 40s, right? Monica started out when she was 12. Brandy, a teen. I'm not sure what age, maybe 14 or something like that. So just think about that, from preteen years to now 40 years old, and you're still able to do what you love. You still have a very strong following, right? A very strong fan base. And everybody's just wanting more. But the reason that they're able to continue and maintain their success is because they stick to being themselves. They both have different styles of music, right? They dress differently. They sing about different, the way that they sing about their problems is like very different. Brandy is more like artistic. Monica's a country girl, but it's like we've known that from the very beginning, right? And they've been able to stick to that. So when it comes to your business, who are you, right? What do you stand for? When people look at you, what do they know you for? I needed a lot of help with this last year, actually. I was just going through a lot of transition. I really felt like my mind was all over the place. I mean, it was probably pregnancy hormones too. And so as a result of that, I ended up getting a business advisor, and she helped me to write a purpose statement. Okay, so it says, my life with purpose is one of love, courage, and determination expressed through the sharing of knowledge, intelligence, and service to others, right? So that helped me to understand that anything that I do should fit into this purpose statement. So the top three things that describe my life are love, courage, and determination, right? And I share those three things in three ways. I share my knowledge through intelligence and service to others. So by helping me create this purpose statement, that helped me to really understand that anything that I do needs to be able to fit under this purpose statement. If it's out of alignment with what this says, then I should not be doing it. And it helps me to really just kind of come back to the basics and understand where I'm at with things, realign, and keep moving forward. The number one key to being yourself is knowing who you are. And that may sound like duh, but we're constantly discovering who we are as people. We are ever evolving and adapting and experiencing different things, and that causes us to change. So as we change, we have to make sure that we are aware of what's happening with us. I'm a huge advocate of being aware. And so when you know who you are as a person, you know what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. And you're going to put boundaries around that. And because those boundaries are in place, you can't help but be yourself, because you know what it is and what it's not. And other people will eventually know that as well. Don't waste your energy, your mental space, your emotions on comparing yourself to other people and what they're doing. I beg you. That is only going to set you back. It's only going to set you back. And you're going to lose sight of what you're doing. Monica and Brandy give us a great example of what's possible. And they're one of many examples, right? But, it's 2020 and there's just so much out there for us to consume and see. And, we're in that information age, that technology age. So it's like every day there's something new, right? But if you don't fit into these new things, if they aren't a part of what you're doing and who you are, that's fine. Don't feel the pressure to keep up, and move at your own pace. A lot of the time we see people and we don't know what they had to do to get to the point that they're at. That's the part that people do not share, is like their journey to success. So I just want to encourage you guys, like, there's room for you. Keep pushing. We are creating this network so we can lean on one another and learn from one another. And I'm excited about the things that you're going to do to impact the world, and how you're going to show up like never before. If this resonated with you, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share with someone. And not only will I see you in the next video, I will also see you at the table. Bye.